155-mile-per-hour winds. That is what Hurricane Ian is now producing as it bears down on Florida's coast. I'm John Berman, live in Tampa this morning. Brianna Keeler is in Washington. This is CNN's special live coverage of a storm that is getting more powerful by the minute. The National Hurricane Center just reported it had a plane flying through the center of this storm measuring sustained winds, of 155 miles per hour. That is just 2 miles per hour short of a Category 5 storm, and it could still strengthen before it makes impact over the next few hours. Expected to make landfall, direct landfall, southwest of where I am, south of where I am, near the Fort Myers area. The wind speed, just one of the major concerns here. The storm surge, which the wind speed only exacerbates, could be devastating. Here in Tampa, could be anywhere from 4 to 6 feet. Further south, where the storm is expected to make landfall, could be up to 12 feet. And so many thousands of structures are in low-lying areas along the coast. So the wind, the surge, and then there's the rain. It's not raining that hard here now, but it's been pouring for most of the night here, and it is expected to pour for the next 24 to 36 hours. They could see 1 to 2 feet of rain in this area. Just think of what that might mean. It might mean a storm surge up the Hillsborough River of 4 to 6 feet, and then a foot or two of freshwater flooding coming down that very same river. So this could be days of agony up and down the coast here. More than 2.5 million people under some kind of evacuation warning, and we are beginning to hear from officials in cities up and down the coast that their emergency services will no longer be able to respond to problems or calls. So hopefully, if you're on the coast here, you've already made your preparations, you've already gone where you need to go. At this point, you probably need to stay where you are, hunker down for the remainder of this storm. Brianna.
Let's head further afield there in Florida. The Florida Keys, for instance, getting battered now by Ian's outer bands. Major flooding already reported there. At least 2 possible tornadoes reported in South Florida, ripping trees right out of the ground. You can see one right here. Another damaging several planes and hangars at the North Perry Airport in Broward County, as you see in these pictures that have come to us. Small planes flipped. And take a look at these images from on board a U.S. government plane. This is that plane that flies through the eye wall of these monster storms. And here it is in the middle of this one. Stunning visuals that show as well this hurricane and all of the lightning that it is bringing with it as it sweeps over the Gulf on its path to Florida. John?
All right, we have live team coverage up and down the Florida coast, wherever we can get a signal as this storm bears down. Let's go first across the bay here to Brian Todd, who is standing by in St. Petersburg. Brian.
Right, John. You mentioned first responders not being able to come out when the winds get to about 40 miles an hour. Winds here about 30 miles an hour, the top gusts about 30 miles an hour. So we're not far from that point in the coming hours where officials are telling residents, if you're going to stay here, you've got to be ready for the fact that first responders are not going to be able to get to you once the winds get to about 40 miles an hour. We're close to that point here. We're standing here at an inlet right off Tampa Bay here in St. Petersburg, where, again, storm surge is going to be an issue. They could get 4 to 7 feet of storm surge here, which could push this water that you're seeing here right up over here to where I'm standing and moving to your right. This is Beach Drive over here in St. Petersburg. This whole area susceptible to flooding. This area, this county in Florida, Pinellas County, has some of the highest numbers of people who are under mandatory evacuation orders. Some 442,000 people in this county were under mandatory evacuation orders. Officials saying many people are heeding those warnings. John, a big test here is going to be of the sewage system here in St. Petersburg. That has been a huge issue in recent years because the sewage system for years was antiquated, got backed up when a major storm hit. In 2015, 2016, they had about 200 million gallons of sewage spill into the aquifers and other waterways when there was a major storm. Just this past December, they started to revamp and renovate that sewer system. So this is going to be a huge test of whether that sewer system in St. Petersburg is going to work. We did get word yesterday, the Public Works Administrator here in St. Petersburg is telling people conserve water. Don't run your dishwashers, don't run your washing machines, limit your flushing and limit your showering when this storm is at its peak. That's going to be in the next 10 hours or so, as we know. So again, St. Petersburg not only going to face maybe severe flooding in these areas here behind me in downtown St. Petersburg, but also it's going to be a big test of whether that sewage system here, John, can hold up. So some anxious moments ahead in the next, I'd say, 10, 12 hours, John.
Yeah, I'll bet, Brian Todd. 12 inches, maybe 24 inches of rain. It taxes the system so much across the state. I want to go right to Punta Gorda. Our Randy Kay is standing by there. The conditions there are deteriorating. That is where the storm might make landfall. And Randy, we just got word that the storm is getting even stronger. 155-mile-per-hour sustained winds.
Yeah, John, that is certainly not good news for the folks here, considering that it could be heading straight for us right here. I am just on the edge of downtown Punta Gorda. I'm standing on this dock holding on to this post because the winds are getting a little bit stronger. Certainly, we can feel that. They are definitely increasing in intensity. The rain much heavier than it was when I spoke with you last hour. We are just on the edge here of the Peace River. Let me just show you right here. This is a boat launch on the edge of downtown, and the Peace River feeds into Charlotte Harbor. So they are expecting, as you know, this 8 to 12-foot storm surge, and this could very well overflow because the ocean water is going to, the storm is going to push that ocean water into the harbor. It's not going to have anywhere else for it to go, so it's going to flood into downtown Punta Gorda, which is right just, we could walk there right from here. It's very, very close. So there's a lot of concerns about the storm surge. People here have been certainly heeding the warnings. The county has about 2/3 of its people under an evacuation order, about 126,000 people or so. But certainly lots of concern because emergency services are now going to shut down at 45-mile-an-hour winds. So fire, police help. There won't be any help for anyone in this community, as you know, once things get even worse than they are right now. And they've been through this before, but nothing like a rain event and a storm surge event like they are expecting here. They did live through Hurricane Charlie back in 2004. It was a Cat 4, came racing through here, John, as you recall. It was moving very, very fast, 25 miles an hour as compared to this, which is about 5 miles an hour or so, Hurricane Ian. So they didn't have much of a storm surge. It was really more of a wind event. So they're very, very concerned about the level of water that is going to be rushing into these communities, including downtown and several other areas. There are barrier islands that had to evacuate, coastal communities evacuated. They were the first to go, but we've met people who are hunkering down on a boat nearby. There are boats just out here in the harbor here behind me. So we will see what happens as this increases in strength, John.
Randy, stand by for 1 minute. I want to bring in our chief meteorologist, Chad Myers, standing by in the Weather Center to join this discussion. Chad?
John, and to Randy, where you are, I was almost in the exact same spot for Charlie years ago. Along this, what we call the canal zone, where all of these little homes are placed only 3 feet above sea level, and they have a little nice dock in their back, and they can take their boat out into the Gulf. The surge now is between 12 and 16. That number has gone up. They're only 3 feet above sea level. If you surge that much, it's going to be up to their gutters or higher. Are all of those people gone?
That's a good question. We don't know. We understand from the officials that when they evacuated Zone A, which is those coastal communities, that's the coastal communities and the barrier islands, they did say that they were heeding those warnings. So we were not able to get into those communities because of the evacuation orders. But from what we understand, they did evacuate. Of course, there are people who believe, you know, it's not going to be as bad as they thought. People move here to Florida, as you know, Chad and John, to live on the water, and they know what comes with it.
Yeah. John, this isn't maybe as bad as it gets. That would be a 10, but this is a 9. It is right there. It is the power and wind of what we had down here in 2004 with Charlie and the surge now of Katrina. Two storms. So we know they're always all different, you know? And you're going to get a lot less than Randy. But Randy, do you have a place to go? Can you get out of there?
Yeah, we've identified a parking garage for us because we're also concerned about our cars flooding and floating away, but also for our own safety. We do have a parking garage to hunker down in and some other safe areas, certainly some buildings for our satellite truck that we can sort of hug up against and make sure that we do remain safe, because we are bracing for the worst of it. I mean, you talk to people around here, you can tell they're on edge. I mean, certainly Charlie, when Charlie came through, they didn't have a lot of notice because it made that quick right turn, right, Chad?
Right,
So
right.
they've been preparing for this, but there is quite a concern here.